الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته. اللهم آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم بك نحيا وبك نموت وإليك المصير. رضينا بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد صلى الله.
This Azan is sponsored by UK Islamic Mission, serving humanity since 1962.
Broadcasting 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. This is Salam Radio.
Good evening, everybody. This is Sukhi Wahiwala on the legendary, absolutely Salam Radio, and also our Empower Hour show this week. I am so honoured, humbled, just in awe of a person that I've got here in the studio today with me. He's not only a good friend, he's somebody that I actually cross paths with, and I'll talk about it when we're live. But it is the Dipps Bhamrah. The Dipps Bhamrah. Unbelievable. He is the BBC Asian Network legend, captain of Bhangra, the man who's been in the industry, come from the real lineage, the real bloodline of Apna Sangeet. If anybody here has actually understood, I mean, his dad is the man. You know, he was Baji Sardara Gill was his uncle, and Kulwant Singh Bhamrah was actually the man. He was the two lead singers, and this is Dipps Bhamrah, the bloodline, here in the room today with us. If you're on live, please tune in, get some questions going, stay with us the whole of the show. It's only an hour, 7, as you know, through till 8. This is Salam Radio. If you're watching live with us on YouTube, please tune in, please comment, please connect. If you're on Facebook Live, please enjoy. Again, it's the Empower Hour. If you'd like to get in touch with us directly into the studio here in Peterborough, by the way, he's not tuned in, he's actually physically here. If you're looking, he's there. So, WhatsApp 077 45 278 978. And I want to welcome all of the people from around the world who listen to us every single week. And I mean people from Australia. I've had texts from Australia, you know, all the from Africa, Americas, Canada of course. It's a really, really humble journey. And this is myself, it's Sukhi Wahiwala, our homegrown people from Peterborough. Now, the Empower Hour. You as the inspired tribe that you listen to us every single week, we follow through a conversation. We try to bring some of the most humble, powerful, amazingly skilled individuals, but people who are just like you and just like me, who have had challenges, who have had problems in their life, but are the superstars as well. You know, they're out there in the real world, they're known by everybody else. But to add to it one little bit, they're also the human beings. They're real individuals who can connect, who have their own internal challenges. And today we're going to get close and, I suppose, honest and open with a good brother of mine, Dipps Bhamrah. I'd like to welcome him in as quick as I possibly can. Dipps, welcome!
Thank you, Sukhi. You said way too many nice things.
Oh, I haven't even started, I'm telling you. I was talking to just before we went on air, I was talking to my son, Ranveer, and I said, if I've met anybody who's one of the most able, one of the most achieved individuals, who's knowledged, but who has this aura of humility and humbleness about him, it's Dipps Bhamrah. And I've been following you for years.
No, do you know what? You say that and I'm sitting there going, are you sure? When you say something else, are you sure? No, but thank you. Really happy to be here at Salam Radio, and bit weird being on the other side of the desk.
That was one of my questions. You can tell he's on the other side. He's gagging to talk here. He's like saying, I'm a bit on the other side.
I'm not quite sure what to do here, but no, I really
don't.
But yeah, no, the wind, the rain, the dodgy traffic wasn't going to stop me. So I'm really happy to be here. Thank you.
It's an absolute pleasure. Can you hark back? It's been nearly 10 years since you and I have known each other.
I know you've just hit me with that sledgehammer. I was like, is it 10 years, really?
10 years. We spoke at the City Seeks. It was an event in Birmingham. If I remember, it was the Radisson, right?
That's right, yeah.
And we had there, and I was actually one of the speakers there, and so was Preet Gill.
Yeah.
Who's now MP.
Yeah.
And also Paul Uppal at the time, who was an MP as well. And then it was yourself.
Which I wasn't supposed to be on the panel.
But
I was supposed to be. I think they just called me in as a guest or something, and whoever the fourth person was didn't turn up, and they go, "Do you mind?" And I was like, I don't know. What am I going to say? What have I?
Are you serious? It was like that.
Yeah, I was like, what have I got to offer? And I literally sat there next to you three. I remember I was the guy on the end, and I was like, and I kept sitting there, and there was like 100 people in front. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. What am I going to say? And then you got Paul talking about being an MP, changing lives, and this and that. And then Preet's talking about, wanting to be an MP to help people. And then I hear from you, and you're just the power of positivity. And I'm going, I have no idea what I'm going to say.
Dipps, I'm going to tell you something, mate. I was the exact opposite to you. I was starstruck being sitting there thinking, oh my God, one of my, you could say one of my, in those days, somebody I looked up to in the music industry was sitting next to me. I was less orientated. I mean, without a doubt, I was absolutely in awe with all the seniors that were there as well, Preet and Paul. But it was you who took my light, and I was sitting there looking, oh my God, I need to get a hold of Deepa's number and say hello. And
we did, and we collected it, and it's been great ever since. So I can't believe it's been 10 years.
What a beautiful day. It was a lovely day. So Bobby, Renu, if you're out there with Sikh Wills, if you're out there, say hello, and it's a good hi bye to yourself as well. It was because of you that we connected together.
That's right,
yeah. So, it's been a wonderful conversation we had earlier on, and we were talking, I mean, we've got a lot of history together. We've spoken about a few things, and you said you fought through some weather as well. You're actually really resilient. You actually physically wanted to come up here, and I'm so humbled that you actually took the time. You travelled 2 hours to come to Peterborough, to little old Peterborough.
That's all right.
To share your love and knowledge.
I mean, look, if I've spent 22 years driving around for gigs and stuff, coming up to do a radio interviews, it's a no-brainer. If I expect other people to do it, then if it's asked of me, it goes without saying.
You see, we've contacted many, and I'm not mentioning any names, we've contacted many of my friends who are in the arena of say, you could say media. Yeah. Boy, do we not get a response. Even I can ring them up and they'll say, hello, how are you doing? How are you doing? Something okay, actors, whatever. And they're good friends of mine. But when my team contacts them, they hardly respond. But Dipps, you're the exact opposite. You're just I can't tell you, you enclose humility within itself. It's like you contact back, you communicate back. You're always on the phone.
I try. There are times where I'll be like, yeah, I'll call them back. Okay, I'll check that message later, and it'll be like a week later. I was like, oh man,
I wish I had responded.
I am guilty of doing that. But ultimately, if there's any way I can help and bring something to someone, more than happy to help.
It's wonderful to hear that because it's the truth. So this evening, team, the tribe as we're walking, the inspired tribe as we're talking about you, what we would like to share is the side of Dipps that I actually know. And the journeys that he's had, So we'll start with a first conversation, Dipps. We always ask, give us a bit about history. Where are you from?
In a nutshell, born and raised in Birmingham. It was a pretty decent upbringing. I'm not going to be here saying, suffered racism or prejudice, because I never did. I don't know what racism is. I've never had it. Never experienced it.
What a journey.
And I'm not going to
make it up.
What's the point? It was great. Schools were great. Everything was cool. My mum, she's retiring in a couple of weeks' time from the NHS. She's been working as a staff nurse in A&E.
Oh, God bless her.
Since the age of 18. So mum constantly worked nights and whatever, and I had a slight anomaly of my dad becoming a rock and roll Bhangra star. which was interesting and really cool growing up.
I was going to say, you must have been very popular, right?
And yes and no. So I seem to kind of, sum up my life in decades. So the first 10 years of my life, brilliant. My dad's a rock star. I've seen him perform. At the age of 6, I went to the Dome nightclub. I was the youngest person ever to go to a nightclub. Only because Dad knew the organizer, and he goes, look, sneak him in through the back, take him up to the balcony, do not move.
Do not move. Do not drink anything. Do not talk to anybody. Do not pass go.
Just put him there. If he's caught, I'm in trouble. But I got to see the very first UK Asian Pop Awards, and it's ingrained in my head.
Do you know, I can so remember that.
And he was a bit of a hero of mine. And the first 10 years, brilliant. And then you kind of go to secondary school, and obviously everyone's got their own opinions and things like that. And
you're learning your own.
Yeah, and I'm like, Bhangra ain't gonna work here. They don't care. And I'm like, okay, so that's my superpower gone. What have I got left? And you're kind of, my dad's in a band. Yeah, he does that. And you kind of rush it to one side. Internally, I'm still super proud. Dad, where you going? What you doing? But outwardly, I wasn't as much. Kind of brought it back in.
So in essence, you were kind of forced, from my understanding, then in that case, you were kind of forced to have your own personality and win your own friends by your own merit. Is that right?
No, it was me trying to fit in. Again, first 10 years of my life, particularly by the age of 11, I was super confident. I was loud and I'll do it, and cracking jokes and
popular.
Annoying people. I think when I got to secondary school, it was a bit, all right, you need to watch yourself here. Okay, maybe not too loud. Okay, just whatever. Yeah, okay, so that person's cooler. Okay, maybe do what they... And, I lost a lot of confidence in myself, and wasn't quite sure, do I hang out with them? Do I hang out with them? Do I want to be with them? Am I good at this? And the second kind of 10 years of my life was very much a lack of confidence.
Wow. So just, we're really, really humbled by your sharing here and being so open about this as well. Genuinely, for us, for myself, definitely, you're a superstar. If Dipps if you need to know somebody, you need to know Dipps. That's the bottom line. He'll pick up the phone call. And for you to be so open and honest with the audience here, it's wonderful. Thank you for that.
No.
Question to yourself then, how did you kind of flip that on its head? Because I'm sure that there are children who are going through a similar sort of what we classify as your second decade model. Going through a first decade of being superpowered and the second decade of maybe realizing that actually the superpower that you had, I love that analogy, that my superpower is not going to do me any good here. But then you had to sort of evolve and become your own sort of spark. So what did you do to put yourself out of that? Because I know you've been in the BBC. I mean, you've been working BBC as far as I can remember. 16, 17 years old maybe? Yeah. Helping out and whatever else. But how did you manage that last 10 years then, or the 7 years of inner confidence balance?
It probably took about 10 years. If I'm being completely honest. Because again, when you go to secondary school, you don't want to be the weird one. I think back then, you don't want to be the weird one or the odd one, or you want to be part of the
clan.
Yeah, okay, these guys seem cool, I want to be part of them. Oh, they seem to have the girls around, I want to be part of them. You know what I mean? So that's just the way you are as a teenager, 12, 13, 14. You want to, be part of the cool gang.
Yes.
I think a weird thing happened to me. All this time, though, I'm still learning how to play instruments. The passion's still there. It's all there, but I just don't express it. I've got no way of expressing it. And
because your friends don't have the same interest?
Yeah, they don't care.
Got it.
Yeah. We weren't jamming. None of that was going on. They didn't care. And what happened was, 96, the original Apna Sangeet, they decided to part. And the two singers, my dad and Sardara, they decided, look, we're just getting way too many phone calls from people saying, look, allow the rest of them. You guys carry on, it's fine. So they said, all right, then we'll do that. But they gave first kind of refusal to the original members. A couple of them joined.
That we're going to continue. That it's going to continue.
Well, yeah, it was
in essence.
Me and Kulwant and Sardara are going to continue. People still call them Apna Sangeet, even though they changed up in our group or whatever. Couple of the members said, yeah, we'll join back. A couple of times, no, don't want to do that. Fine.
I'm done with it.
They looked for replacements. Replacements were coming along, and it was August 96 bank holiday weekend, and they had no keyboard player. And my dad was like, look, my son's here. He can play. Let's get through.
Wow.
It was a Saturday in Gravesend, Sunday in Derby, Monday Hammersmith Palais in London.
Back to back, 3 days on the trot, literally.
15 years old, and he goes, look, let's get through this weekend, and then we'll find somebody else. And it's been 22 years, and they're still looking.
They're still looking for them.
they're still looking.
Is it because they found you? Is it just you're there?
No, they still need a replacement. And that was it. And even then, so at the age of 15, I'm gigging. At the age of 16, I'm going to India, to play, not on holiday,
With the group?
Yeah, age of 18, it's a 3.5 week tour, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Canada, and I'm doing my GCSEs, I'm doing them at A-levels, not very well. I didn't really get the grades that I needed because I wasn't very good at that. But I'm gigging, I'm like 5-6 days. But even during that process, I'm playing with a lack of confidence because I haven't started a band and we're working together. I've joined a band which has hits, which has big tunes, which has an international following.
Pre-established.
And don't want to make mistakes. And, I'd be playing, and every time I made a mistake, like Sardar would look over at me. And at that time, I was like, why is he picking on me for?
Yeah. I'm only trying.
Yeah. And I went through years of that, and my dad would say, look, you're doing an jungle like that, and if you don't do it. If you don't like it, don't do it. But if you want to, you're gonna have to prove. And obviously at that stage I'm going, yeah, but how? I'm trying my best, I'm really trying and only as you get older you go, well, hang on, yeah, he was right to give me a dirty look because it's his band, it's his legacy, it's his songs,
It's their name on the line, right?
yeah. And if I'm not delivering, he's right. I need to step up. I need to be better. And I think what changed for me was we had a drummer who joined the band from a year later from East London, Jatinder, and kind of family friend.
Okay.
And very confident. I kind of gravitated to him like, yeah, he's cool. And he seems to like me. That's cool.
Yeah.
And he told me off once pre-gig. And he was like, why do you play with your head down?
Wow.
I was like, I don't know. He goes, play with your head up. And I go, I can't because I might make a mistake. And
This is what you're being open with him. You're being absolutely open
but
with him.
I'm not that good. And he turned around and he goes, yeah, I know you're not that good. I was like, okay. He goes, compared to all the other keyboard players in the other bands, he goes, you're not as good as them. You might never be. But you know what? For this band right here, this piece of squareness on this stage here,
Yep.
you're the best.
Oh my goodness. That's a true mentor's words.
And I was like, okay. He goes, they can do far more than you can. But they can't do what you do for this band. You
Right
are the
now.
best for this band. You deliver.
You know the music. You know the stuff. You're heart-centered.
Now, play with your head up and enjoy it. And I'll be like, okay. And then from that moment, I kind of went from one keyboard, trying to be Ross Geller in Friends, getting everything right. Then I was like, okay, now I'm enjoying it. And I was about 20.
Did you find yourself
19,
lifting?
yeah, 1920. But when I was about 20, I was like, okay, now I'm enjoying it. Now I'm having a little dance while I'm playing. Okay, I'm going to get a second keyboard now because my two hands can actually work in conjunction with each other. Then I'll get a third one and it looks cool. And I'm putting on more of a show and more of a presentation.
Wow.
And that's how it took me 10 years to be the kid again, if that makes sense.
Yeah. To play again.
Yeah.
To
and
communicate, to enjoy
just
it.
enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, that is just such a moving conversation because what you've just shared there, Dipps, is that obviously Jatinder, wherever he is now, he kind of unlocked you. He kind of really connected you with yourself and unlocked you and said, yeah, of course. So it's not about being the best. It's about being the best right now.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Between him
beautiful.
and my dad saying, if you don't like it,
No, go.
show him.
Don't do it.
Yeah, he was a nahi changa laga karke dikhha. If you don't like it, show him. Because I can't go against my partner. He's my partner.
Yeah.
And
so you got to prove yourself in the
Yeah,
group.
yeah.
Absolutely. So just as a campus, that was what I call a pivotal point, right?
Yeah.
In life.
Big time.
So that changed, I assume, a lot of things in your life, including the confidence
Yeah.
balance, the level. So there's a lot riding on that conversation, isn't there?
Yeah, because in my 20s, so if you take that 10 years, yeah, man, I want to show that I'm the man. I can do this. You know, at that time I was working at the Asian Network as T-boy, answer a few phones here and there,
Wow.
run around for presenters, and doing a little bit here, a little bit in the office, then started running the desks, and then I started working in the office, making ideas. I'm doing all this. I was never a presenter. And even the presenting was a mistake. Just had to fill in for Adol Ray one day and caught the bug, and I was like, I can do
I
this.
like this.
I actually can do this.
Yeah. And the old keyboard logic came in your head again. You know, I've got to be the best I can be right now.
Yeah.
Because it's me behind the mic, right?
And 20 years, and in my 20s, it was all about, yeah, I could do it, I could do it, I could do it, I could do it. I keep, you know, and it might have been annoying for some people. It was like, okay, this guy needs to calm down. But I was like, I could do it. I know I can do this. And I just wanted to put the best of me out there as best as possible. Yeah, there's other presenters and bigger presenters and presenters with a name value and a brand value which will never be surpassed, and I'm cool with that. There, you know, in media there is a pecking order, you know, and
it's fine.
It, you know,
Come to terms with it. Yeah.
in your 20s, you can't. I'm better than him. I'm better than her. Why can't I do it? But
I love it.
you know what?
The third decade.
I'm just now. It's kind of. It's fine. It's cool because I know what I do.
And what I deliver is good.
I'm more than happy with it, and I think, yeah. So the 20s was all about proving that I can do it.
You know, this method that you've just come across with the decades, you can kind of refer your life in decades.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And I hope the audience, Inspired Tribe, I hope you're taking absolute note of the gem of actually referring back to your life and a reference point in decades. It's just wonderful to see. 10s, 15s, or the 10s, the teens and the 20s.
Yeah, so it's got your baby years, your teens, and then, you know, I think I do that. The first 10 years you're learning. Second 10 years you're fitting in with society. The first set of 10 years in your 20s, in my head anyway, in my logic, you're trying to prove I am the man or I'm the woman and I can do this. And by the time you get to your 30s, things start kind of, okay, that's actually what I can do. Actually, that's where I am.
This is me, and acceptance.
And some people, then I feel you kind of deviate in two ways. You either go, all right, these are the cards that I dealt, or these are the cards I've dealt myself. All right, I'm just going to go with this and be happy and content. Some people may not feel they've achieved, and maybe bitterness kicks in, and that defines their 40s.
So they kind of condemn others in their version.
And look, again, it's everyone has dreams and aspirations in their 20s to be the best, to make the most money, to have the biggest cars, to have the best looking wife or the best looking husband, and all this kind of stuff. You know, we're very materialistic in making that money, and you've either done it or you haven't by the 30s. And that defines the rest of your life. For me, anyway, you're either going to be old and bitter and, you know, I could have done that, or I should have done that. Or you're going to be, do you know what? I actually did it, and that's brilliant. Or it's going to be, do you know what? It didn't quite work out, but do you know what? I'm happy with what I got.
Do you know, Dipps, this is, I'm hoping the audience is feeling the same way. So this is just magic. There is something that I want to touch on, because you're talking about how you journeyed and how you went through and how you had an unlocking moment, that pivotal moment that actually said, you are the best right this very second. You may not be the most talented or whatever it is. And I actually disagree with that, by the way, in the sense of that I believe you're a very talented individual. And I personally think you're underused. I'm making it out in a sort of like what I classify as a live on air statement. If there's anybody who really understands Bhangra music, it's you, Dipps. And you've really worked hard for that knowledge and conversation, and I know we'll talk about that better in the second half. We've got a few minutes left of the first half. This has gone like that, hasn't it?
So sorry.
No, it's been beautiful, actually. I've been listening to the nuggets. It's just wonderful. You've really, really hit it hard. But there's something that came to my mind, because I know I'd like to just share with the audience tonight, that we look to share and change one person's life in every one of these calls, in every one of these interviews. Now, you had a very awful experience, or should I say a trying time at the start of last year.
Yeah.
Now, this is a bit of a sidestep to what we were talking about. We'll come back to the confidence of the conversation. But sadly, you lost your father-in-law, your wife's dad.
Yeah. It was weird, actually, because in December, there was another passing away of... so obviously my dad... my dad was always out busy. Mom obviously had to work, and there was an auntie on our road, and it was like, Mom would be like, can you keep an eye on the kids? Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you guys go. We grew up, grew up there, and she passed away in December, and I was like,
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, cool. And he kind of, again, Siani, had a good life, grandkids, all that, that's fine. And then my father-in-law passed away, which was just caught us out. Like, it wasn't supposed to happen. Nothing wrong. And
so just...
that again, I feel like a bit of a fraud saying that it affected me, because even though he's my father-in-law, if I felt and I experienced what I did...
yes.
How does my wife feel? Like, it's her dad. So me talking about it, I even try and hold back a little bit, because I'm like, this is how I feel, but that's nothing compared to her.
But Dipps, can I share something there? I'm just going to enhance something or endorse a little bit of a conversation there. Now, the fact that you feel so warm about your father-in-law's passing and so tied to it is testament to his knowledge and him as a human being, but also you as an individual, and the fact that you're feeling it this for your wife as well. I can't believe we're down to our last 35-40 seconds, but when we come back, if everybody's listening, this is Dipps Bhamrah. This is the captain of Bhangra music from the BBC Asia Network and many other things as well. He has a legacy. He is a true legend in the industry of broadcasting and being involved in the Bhangra industry. He's a musician. We're going to come back in literally 4 minutes, and I hope you're going to come straight back, because this has been thoroughly enjoyable. Such amazing nuggets around that waking up moment of saying that you are the best in your field when you're physically behind the microphone, or on stage. So I hope you've enjoyed it so far, Dipps, and I'll see you all very shortly in about another 4 minutes at exactly 7:30. See you shortly.
Stay tuned to Salam Radio after this short ad break.
Where can you get high quality and low prices? Amar Food Store and Halal Meat in Lincoln Road, Triangle is the place to go. Pay us a visit and take advantage of our special offers and great range of products on groceries, vegetables, fruits and halal meat. Also send money to Pakistan absolutely free. We have all top brands at special offers, offer free customer parking and provide a free local delivery service. Amar Food Store and Halal Meat, 613B Lincoln Road, Peterborough. Call us on 01733 687 374. High in quality, low in prices.
Al Murad Tiles. With over 70 stores nationwide, we are now open in Peterborough. Up to 50% discount offers now on. Largest selection of tiles. Full bathroom suites from only £189. Paint, LED lighting, laminate flooring from only £7.99. Over 1,000 designs of wallpaper in stock. We have everything you need. Come and visit us at 193 Fengate, Peterborough, PE1 5BH, or call us on 01733 34 58 47. Al Murad Tiles, now open.
Had a car accident or an accident at work? Accident specialists are experts in no-win, no-fee accident claims. Leave the hassle to us. Our multilingual settlement experts will manage the entire claims process on your behalf, with nothing to pay up front. We provide services such as credit hire, taxi vehicles, recovery, storage and much more. For full details on our range of services and a free consultation, call us on 01733 555 774 or visit our office at 249 Lincoln Road opposite the NatWest Bank. Accident specialists. Start your successful claim today.
Mumtaz Leeds presents the Mumtaz Grand Tal. Feed up to 6 people for only £59.95. This incredible sharing platter includes Balochi Saji whole chicken, chapel kebab, kabli pilau rice, Balochi lamb karahi, chicken karahi, keema karahi, and much, much more. It's Mumtaz quality, now even more affordable. Find us at Mackenzie House, Chadwick Street, Leeds. Book your table via WhatsApp on 07399 786 786.
अगर मूड हो मुस्तनद और मायारी देसी खाने का तो आजमाएं लिंकन रोड पर देसी रेस्टोरेंट। दिन का आगाज देसी नाश्ते के साथ हलवा पूरी, चने, निहारी, पाए, पराठा और आमलेट। हर रोज सुबह 7 बजे से दिन 1 बजे तक। एक मजेदार और स्वादिष्ट लंच के लिए कबाब, सैंडविच, तंदूरी डिशेस, बल्ती डिशेस, बिरयानी और बहुत कुछ। दिन 1 बजे से शाम 5 बजे तक हमारी खास डिशेस, देसी तवा या हमारी ताज़ा हांडी, 1 kg बेबी चिकन, लैम का गोश्त हड्डी के साथ। ऑर्डर पर तैयार कराएं। ईट इनसाइड, टेक वे के लिए फ्री डिलीवरी। पूरा मेन्यू देखने के लिए और ऑनलाइन ऑर्डर करने के लिए हमारी वेबसाइट पे जाएं desirestaurant.co.uk। 60 नशिस्तों की गुंजाइश के साथ और एक प्राइवेट फंक्शन रूम। कैटरिंग सर्विस भी दस्तयाब। डोंट फॉरगेट देसी रेस्टोरेंट, 298 लिंकन रोड, पीटरब्रो, PE1 2ND। कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर 555795।
If you want to learn about Islam and Muslims, stay tuned to Salam Radio 106.2 FM.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Salam Radio and the Empower Show. This evening, myself, Sukhi Wahiwala, and the legend himself, Captain of Bhangra, Dipps Bhamrah. And we have had a giggly, a laughy, a jokey first half, but we're going to get a little bit serious. I'm going to invite Dipps back in, if you don't mind, part 2. Dipps, welcome.
Still saying nice things, but it doesn't make sense.
He still thinks that he's not worthy of all this pleasure, all this promotion, and all this loving.
I tell you why,
positive energy.
because I just see so many more people doing so much more, and there's more people out there who know more. Maybe I've got an ability to put it out in a certain way which connects. Mm-hmm. But you know, in terms of Bhangra knowledge, there's people out there who know far more than I do. It's just maybe the way I'm able to articulate it. And even then, if somebody knows more than I do, or if somebody has additional information, I'll be like, talk. I want to hear you. Yeah. I want you to share with the people.
I've seen that live, Dipps, and I've seen that very live. You know, you've always been that humble person who's actually lifted another person and said, "Please continue." But I'm going to share something with yourself. I'm just going to shout this back from my team here. You know, the whole of the Inspired Tribe, and we seriously love you guys. And you know, it's just an amazing evening this evening for you to be here. We're talking about the scenario where you feel that others are better, etc. So let's go back to what you just let. At the start, what you shared in the first half, you said when the drummer of the group, he said, and he gave you a good clouting and said, "Oi, you're the best right now." And that's what the bottom line is. It's not about others who are better than me, etc. There's a saying, isn't there? We mentioned this earlier on as well, that what others say or think about me is none of my business. That's the principal understanding. It's an old ancient, would you believe, Egypt logic, and it says, what others think of me is none of my business.
You're right.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
The reality is that we all have a different perspective of life. What I see, a cup with the handle on the right, you'll see the same cup with the handle on the left.
Yeah.
And what we've both seen is inverse to each other, but it's the same item.
It's the same thing, yeah.
Yeah. So it's great that you don't see your own benefits or your own gun, as we would say in Punjabi, you know, your own values for other people to see. But let me just share with you, it's true, it's real, you're the greatest, mate, and just keep it up there.
I appreciate that, thank you.
So just before we go on into another conversation, because I'd love to talk about what you're up to today and just being here, you know, I've shared how we met, but we were talking about Uncle D, who's your father-in-law, who sadly passed away. January, I think it was 2019.
That's right,
my own mum actually passed away in December. The first of 2018 as well. It was only a month apart. And then you said an auntie passed away, which was an aunt from the street who really looked after yourselves as well. But this, with respect, I want to touch on this a little bit, because actually dealing with grief, loss is a very important part of life, and most of us think it does not affect us. But the reality is it does, doesn't it? It hit you hard.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it really did. You go to funerals, people pass away, you go and pay your condolences, and you kind of walk away going, well, they were old, or oh, that's unfortunate. You're there.
That's right.
And then you just don't know when it's something like that's going to hit you, and it never had until, again, Sadie auntie passed away, and she brought me up in my teens, and
wow.
I was like, yeah, she had a good innings. She did really well. It didn't affect me as much as it did with my father-in-law, and it was I think the shock trying to, and then just from there it was like, you got to be there for my wife. I'm the one who has to call his brothers and sisters and tell them their brothers passed away. That was
hardest thing ever.
How do you say that?
It's impossible, isn't it?
It's just what is it? And then you kind of being asked to just, can you make sure that's okay? Can you go there? Do you mind doing that? And you're like, yeah, cool.
As a son of the family, that's the reality of it.
But again, there's other Siani in the family, but things were kind of gravitating towards me, and I was like, yeah, I'm more than happy to do it, and try and work it out as I'm going. Oh, well, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. But I think more than anything, it was more a case of he worked hard, sacrificed a lot, and
good person.
Everyone sacrifices, but my father-in-law sacrificed a hell of a lot. He sacrificed literally all of his dreams to raise a family,
God
to keep his parents' legacy going, and his time was to come and retire and go on holiday, and it's just unfortunate it never happened. And for me, it was like, what hit me was, what's the point? What's the point?
What's the point in life? Full stop, isn't
it? Why are we doing this?
And if just to clarify something, if anybody else is actually feeling some loss and has faced some bereavement, please reach out to your doctor and go and speak to them. If you're at school, even if you can't speak to your parents about it, go and speak to somebody who's a teacher, who's an elder, because it really does affect you as much as we think it cannot or it does not. So, sorry.
No, you're right, 100%. Looking back, talking about it helped. I couldn't talk to my wife, really, because
you both were going through the same. You didn't want to burden her.
Why should I burden her? She's lost her father. In my head, I can't do that. I need to be there for her. But then who's there for me? I've got an older brother. My sister's married, doing her own thing. I don't want to burden anyone with my problem. But being open and honest about how you feel, whether it's something tragic that's happened in your life, or you're not feeling right for whatever reason, really talking about it is the key. Is the key.
So, as you shared with other people, I mean, you shared this internal feelings and gripe. It actually evidenced itself in your work, and I think late last year, from my memory, from looking at your social media and how you sort of like handled it correctly, you kind of decided to take some time out. But what was the understanding behind this?
I ultimately decided to take a break. However, it took a long, messy road to get there. So if he passed away in January, took a couple of months just to get my head around things. I didn't care about what music I picked or whatever. I
felt disconnected.
Yeah, that's the word. And I actually rang my boss once, and I was like half an hour before going live on air to the world, I said, I really shouldn't be saying this, but this is how I feel, and I don't know what to do.
Bless you.
And you're ringing your boss to say, I'm feeling off here, and she just goes, look, don't worry about it, just play the music that makes you happy, and
right now,
and then we'll work it out.
You see, now that's the beautiful part, that you actually had a creation, or you had a support system there. You could actually go to your boss, and you had a good relationship with him.
Yeah, I felt that I could.
Wonderful.
And that's credit. That's credit to some of the management at the BBC at the time, and
and yourself.
Yeah, I haven't got many friends, but I've got like probably, let's say, like 5 fingers worth, 1 hand's worth of friends, and I will go to them and I will talk to them.
Yes.
And you know, and I know they're going to give me good advice, and they all did.
That's so important for the audience to listen to understand that you should always have at least 1 or 2, you know, a handful of individuals that you really confide in, and it could all be somebody within your family as well. It doesn't matter. You know, it could even be a father, a mother, a brother, a sister.
They might not even give you the advice you want, but the fact that you've opened up and talked, you might have just answered your own questions whilst talking, and the listening aspect of it is actually what you needed in a weird way. But again, my thing was, okay, back to work. And I started working on a project, which was a musical tour, a Bhangra musical tour around the country.
That was like mid last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I just felt I was surrounded.
Disconnected.
Yeah, just disconnected. I put my all into it, and I just felt people around me weren't delivering, and I just felt I was surrounded by incompetence, and that was annoying me. That was making me frustrated, and I've just curated and put this thing on stage, and after third gig, I'd be home and I'd be in tears. I'd be like, my wife's going, "Why are you doing this?" And I just thought, how to get out of my funk was to get back into work and be creative. But I was forcing the issue.
And so would you suggest that sometimes, Dipps, thank you for bringing this up, that it's the lens that we're seeing through? Because obviously, I'm sure those individuals were trying their hardest as well, but it was the lens that life itself had emptied itself for you at that time, you know, with the disconnection, the loss of an elder and the love missing?
No, because I know I delivered. So this is the thing now. So now I'm in my 30s. As I said before, it's like in your 30s, you know now what you can and can't do.
Good for you, yes.
So even though I felt rough afterwards, I can still look back and go, yeah, I was in, you know, St. George's in Bradford, Alexander Theatre in Birmingham, in Newcastle, and I delivered.
I committed.
I know I delivered everything that was asked of me to the highest ability. It's just a shame.
And more.
Yeah, and it's just a shame that it wasn't matched by other entities around me, and that I just was like, hang on, I'm just.
It was taking.
I'm like, why am I not surrounded by people who appreciate the hard work that's gone in? Why aren't they not doing it? Because I know they're capable of it.
Yeah.
So that kind of let me down, and all these other little bits and pieces, and then came to December, and actually came to November, and I was just again chatting to my same boss, and she goes, "What's wrong?" She goes, "Something's not right.
Something's not right. You're not ticking. You're not the jovial, bubbly yourself."
And I said, "Look, are my figures all right?" I was, "Yeah." "Listen again's all right." "Yeah." I'm not all right. I'm not.
This is amazing to be sharing. Thank you.
Just don't. And I go, I feel like I've played all the music.
Don't want to play anymore?
I don't know what it is. And she goes, "Well, okay, so what do you need?" And I just flippantly said, "I'll tell you what I need. I need 3 months off. I want 3 months off. I want to disappear. I don't want to speak to anybody. I don't want to do anything. I just want to disappear. But I also know that's not going to pay my bills. So it's not really an option. But that's how I feel." And then she spoke higher up within the BBC, and she came back with, she goes, I spoke to my superior, and he said, "Okay, cool, let's look into it." And just by her saying that and knowing that
somebody cared,
they were like, okay, and that
seeing your value in their eyes,
that
as well,
calmed me down.
Wow.
I was like, okay, so there is a possibility here, but how does that work? How's that going to work for me now? Here I am saying I want 3 months off. So I sat down, spoke to them, and expressed everything I'm expressing now. I'm an open book. It doesn't really bother me. And
most definitely are.
They were like, "Okay, what do you want to do?" I said, "Can I have a month off? Can I pretty much have the rest of the year off? So can I do my show next week, 1st of December,
and then take a break?"
And they were like, "Okay, cool. Yeah, fine. No problem. If you want longer, let us know." But I set myself a target. 1st of January, I want to be back.
A target.
Just give me a month off. Yeah. And I filmed my last link of the show, and the last link was literally this, where I said, "For a while now, I've just not been feeling there's something not right. I just need a break. Since the age of 15, I've been gigging. Since the age of 17, I've been in radio. I've been on a honeymoon and I've been on a family holiday, but I've never not done this. I've not worked in retail. I've not had a paper round.
That's right.
This is it.
This is it. And when you're out there, you're all still switched on. You know, we talk about social media and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's something really key that you said. In my opinion, there's something really important to share with the audience this evening. It's about how to actually switch off. And you now do this in the evenings and you take a bit of time out to your family. Yeah. But the catalyst, what did you do for that month? You literally switched off social media, didn't you? You deleted stuff from your apps.
So as soon as my producer filmed the video, which she shouldn't have done, but I took the blame for that because I'm like nice like that. I posted it up. I made a thing of it, and I changed my logo into a pause.
So basically, you basically made a thing of launching, doing a video to your audience saying that I'm taking a break. Stick with me. We're back in Jan.
No, I didn't say I'm back in Jan. I said I'm taking a break. If I don't answer your calls or your messages,
please know I'm not here.
Just bear with me. Just give me some time.
And the love and the care.
And I didn't know whether that meant anything. I didn't know whether I've got 5 people who care out there who, I just didn't know. And I did it. And as soon as that went out, I started getting messages. And
wow.
I was like, okay. Oh, I didn't expect him to message. What? Huh? What's going on here?
They care. And they're interested.
And what I did was I just changed all my profile pictures to a pause sign, because that's what I said I'm not going anywhere, I'm not stopped, I just need a pause. And
that's a beautiful way of seeing it.
That's all I did. And 2nd of December,
switched off.
I was home
off,
made some shoe racks and stripped some wallpaper and chilled with the kids and
DIY.
And actually Sunday, okay, do you want to do something?
Do I actually want to be somewhere else but in the office?
And by the 3rd week, I was like, hang on, it's 6:00. Okay, who's on the radio? And I switched on. I'm like, oh, it's PBN. Okay, cool. Oh man, I missed an hour. Is he like, oh wow, okay. And
that's amazing.
And that's all I did. And I didn't reply. People called, didn't reply. I kept a check on social media because you still have to. In the world that we live in.
Available. You're a media guy.
But all the messages were just positive. I was
wonderful.
Like, wow, this is great. Okay, cool. I know that if you're in the public eye, they're giving me time and space. Okay, so that's cool. That bit's sorted.
Wonderful.
My work have acknowledged, do you know what? This guy needs a bit of help. He's never actually asked. Okay, we've done that.
He's always been there for everybody else.
Family are always going to be there regardless. Okay, cool. Then I started filtering out other noise behind me. And I went, right, I just want to do home stuff. And here's my end date. I'm going to plan.
That's what I was going to say to yourself. You spoke very highly of organising your mind, because what happens is I talk a lot about DFT, which is direct focused thought. And I talk about this, I've spoken on TED with this. And you were talking about how you emptied your brain. You basically started writing stuff down.
Yeah. Not got a notebook.
Evolving, and started planning of what life could look like, which is what we call goal setting in essence.
Yeah, I made a career out of, we spoke earlier, I made a career out of Facebook and being a character on Facebook and people following me, and that helped in my early radio career. But I was using Facebook when you actually had to sit in front of a computer and take time out of your life and log in to see what was going on.
Wow, that's like, you're talking about 2005, 6, 7, that sort of time.
But I was active. I was like, I had my own laptop and I had a dongle which was wireless, and I was like,
so you were doing the hard work.
I was doing the hard work then. And the more and more it became accessible to people, the more content I was seeing from other people. And I was like, I ain't got time for this.
No, I don't want to keep up that level.
And I don't want to put my, I don't want to share my life isn't worth, I take the kids and I'm struggling to come up with ideas. What am I going to film? And I got consumed in I haven't got anything to offer. I haven't got content and this, that and the other. So all I did in December was, all right, you're going to have to embrace it. You're going to have to re-embrace social media like you did.
And reinvent.
You pioneered it back then. Okay. How are you going to do it now?
So this is wonderful for the audience to hear, because there's a few people who've been reaching out to me and saying they've always got a constant problem with how do they switch off social media? It kind of absorbs them. And I'm sure some of my friends over here who in the taxi this evening, they're listening. Social media becomes a time pass, but a passing of time, but it also becomes an addiction within that space with the dopamine release. So here's the question. So what did you actually do about this? Because you didn't go the traditional route of just shouting out loud again. You reinvented it again, haven't you?
So what I did was I just sat and I went old school. Found a notebook that I like the look of. Got a pen that I like the look of, and just sat down. I was like, okay, what can I do that only I can do that doesn't cost me money? Because you don't want to be another expense. No, you don't want to, because again, a lot of people put a lot of time and effort in, and they've either got a team of people that help them, which is brilliant. Yeah. That's for me that would be amazing. But I'm a one-man army, and I've always been that. So what can I do that no one else can do that I can keep on a regular basis? And I just wrote a few things out. Okay, hang on. So my mate, can you make me a playlist? An Apple playlist. I was like, yeah, fine. So I'll send him Dipps Bhamrah's top 100 Bollywood tunes of the 90s. And I'll send it to him
via
and it's
Apple
there.
Music or something.
Yeah. And what is it? You're sitting there. I'm just going add. And I'll put that order in. Share the playlist. Hang on. Why don't I just do that?
Wow.
Okay. So then what I started to do was I wrote a list of artists. I was like, okay, how do I do this? So if I pick an artist, let me go with 20 of their tracks. That's about an all right playlist. And then I thought, okay, let me just make a little cover that goes with it. So what I do now is, for example, this is just one of the things I do. And I'll just post it up. So today was PBN the producer. Here's 20 of his tracks. Here are the artists that are featured on them. There you go.
So you basically, let me just get this in. This is genius. So the thing that you can give, obviously, is your algorithm, whatever's inside of your brain, and the knowledge that nobody else actually has, your version of the world. Yeah. You've now started to create, by the way, you've already got yourself one subscriber right here, standing in front of you. I'm signing up right now. So you're now sharing your love of music for the people who also have love of music via creating an augmented playlist that sets with a certain title, picture,
play my playlist.
And then literally all I can do is search for you on, let's say, Apple Music, say Dipps Bhamrah, and I can just connect myself to your playlists.
And the best thing about it is
genius.
The only thing it costs me is time.
Genius. But also all those years. Now we've had this conversation before with many other people, where all those years of hard work and blood and sweat and tears that have gone into that knowledge over those years is also what people are paying for, but it's not cost you anything, but it kind of has.
For me, it's not costing me anything to make it.
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
It's not costing the consumer anything, because they're just going to go, click the link, bang, there you go. Like it. Play my playlist. That's it.
So how do you share it then? You build it on the platforms like, let's say, Spotify, Apple Music.
So I just started on Apple Music because I was signed up to it, and then can you do Spotify? I think so. So I was just
start doing Spotify.
What can I do? Yeah. Then can you do YouTube or something? Well, hang on a minute.
Oh, not YouTube as well.
So I was like, not every song's got a video. But hang on, now the audio appears. So okay. So now it's Apple Music, Spotify, and YouTube across 3 platforms. Here's the link. Off you go.
So you share it on, like, say, Facebook or something?
So Twitter? So basically, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, but the whole kind of archive since January, since I've started, is available on my website. So Richie, anytime you want to go.
How can we get this website? Please give us a URL. What is it?
DippsBhamrah.net.
So www.Dipps as DIPPS Bhamrah, BHAMRAH.net. And then, so go on there, and are your playlists on the website?
Everything's there. It's all, so if you want PBN if you're a Spotify person and you want Sidhu Moosewala, bang, there you go. Click, download it.
You're done. That's it. I'm in straight away.
And now I'm enjoying it. Whereas 6 months ago, I was saying, I'm not enjoying the music. Now I'm sitting there listening, and like just before I came, I was working on a Surinder Kaur Prakash Kaur.
Oh my goodness! What legends!
So I've gone from Sidhu Moosewala to creating now a Surinder Kaur and Prakash Kaur 20-track Play My Playlist.
So I'm expecting a WhatsApp.
And I'm enjoying it. And I'm just like, okay, this is it. I'm having fun again.
Yeah. So this is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting to be on your
Done.
broadcast list, and I want to see it,
Done.
and I'll share it on my broadcast list for people, the Bhangra team.
Done.
So, Dipps, I'm not joking, so this has been wonderful. We've only got the last 2 minutes, but I've got something to share with you.
Okay.
I know that you're working on something new. You know, you've always been that giving person. Now, what have you done in the industry out there, you know, like helping the next generation?
3 years ago, I mean, I didn't think I could teach myself, let alone anybody else. But I got into teaching world music to schools in Coventry. So I work alongside Coventry Arts Council. Go to primary school, and I love it. I love teaching years 2, 3s, and 4s.
Years 2, 3, 4. You also play instruments, right?
Yeah.
So what instruments do you play?
So I'm with the kids. I'm teaching them dhol or djembe, African drumming.
Wow.
I didn't even know there were steel pans, like desk pans. So I'm teaching them how to play, you know, nursery rhymes on chill. And I'm just, and it's great fun. And I've seen how they're picking stuff up, and I'm going, okay, well, if you can't learn it this way, what about this way? So I'm doing that, and it's kind of got me in a mind space now of, I want to do more of this, and I can do more of this. Let's find a way of doing more of this.
So we're going to be basically looking forward to a Dipps Bhamrah Academy, right? I know this is from inside of you. You planned it, I'm sure.
I'd love to. I'd love to. You know, again, you're not 20 for the rest of your life. You're not going to be a superstar for the rest of your life. You've got to give back at some point, and I'm kind of halfway there. I'm ready to want to give back.
Good. So, I can't believe we're down to the last 50 seconds again. It's happened so quickly. This happens every single show, I'm telling you. So this has been an absolute delight for us, Dipps, for having you on this show. I am forever grateful. And you always put a smile on my face. And I'm sure every single person who listens to you as well, a sincere genius behind the microphone, a person who really understands music, who delivers, who creates the change, and as you said, has now found another way of sharing that playlist in the marketplace. But Dipps, on behalf of everybody here this evening on the Inspired Tribe and the whole Empower Hour and Salam Radio, we would like to thank you personally.
Thank you, Sukhi, and Salam Radio as well. Thank you very much.
It's been brilliant. So if you've thoroughly enjoyed yourself, this has been a pleasure. I will see you next week with another guest on the Salam Radio show between 7 and 8 Tuesday. Good night.
Stay tuned to Salam Radio after this short ad break.